Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fisherman, Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
Good morning, good morning. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. And what a morning it is, my gosh. For those of us who are Floridians, we are freezing our proverbial bottoms off this morning. I took my dog out. Oh, my gosh. What happened here? Somebody left the air conditioner on high all night long because I woke up this morning. It was absolutely freezing. So out here where I'm at, we were at 47 degrees when I finally got up. When I got up this morning, it was 41. When I finally got out of the house, about a half hour later, it had climbed up to 47, I guess because the sun's come out. So it's going to be a chilly day today, and if you've got plans, well, it's going to be a very, very clear day, but be dressed appropriately because it's not going to be a really warm day. So a good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. This morning I have Carolyn Stash. She is my co-host. If you want to protect what you love to the max, who are you going to call? Carolyn at Trax. Welcome, Miss Carolyn.
Well, good morning, and I have to tell you, down in even Fort Lauderdale area, it's still 46 degrees.
Oh, my gosh. I got invited last night I got invited yesterday to a friend of mine's that they live out here in Loxahatchee. And those of you who are not familiar with Loxahatchee, it's like out in the open, out in the country kind of thing. Typically, people have 1 or 2 acres minimum per yard, so their houses are pretty far spread apart, and it's kind of horse country, so to speak. And I went out there at got out there at about 6:30. It was okay, it wasn't too bad, but as the night went on, holy smokes, I was shivering. Oh my gosh, I felt like a leaf in a hurricane. It got really, really cold out there. So I pulled my phone out and I checked to see what the temperature was at the time. 45 degrees. And for a Florida boy, those are curse words.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, it was pretty windy yesterday.
Yeah.
We had the chance. Carol from Mermaid Vodka and myself got the chance to go out and do a little photo shoot on Real Captivating.
Oh, cool.
And I'll tell you, yeah, even in a big boat like that, they just took us, it was pretty rough offshore, they just took us up to the beach, and it was still so windy that it was pretty chilly. Wow,
so how did it go with Carol yesterday? How's she doing?
She's doing great, as a matter of fact. She's been doing a lot of snapper fishing, a lot of bottom dropping. She's been spending some time over in Sarasota. I hadn't seen her in quite some time, and we figured it was time to get together, get some photos, just spend some time, and she's doing real well.
Cool. That's excellent. And are you looking at the camera? I know you like to look at the cameras in the morning. Are you looking at the cameras?
Yeah, I am. As a matter of fact, there's not very many people walking on the beach, and the ones that do have like winter clothes on.
Only the Eskimos are out there today.
Yeah, it's pretty flat. It's pretty flat, calm out though. So there's hardly a ripple on the ocean. Just nobody walking up the beach.
I saw a post by Pam Worth. Pam is she used to be my co-host for quite some time. Pam is a professional angler. She's one of the top female kayak anglers here in Florida. Her tagline was, "It's freezing." Freeeeeez.
Oh, that's so funny.
So they're having the Supreme Kayak Tournament today, and we hopefully will hear from Joe Hector, who is putting on the tournament. He's going to give us, if all goes well, because he's offshore, but he's going to attempt to give us an on-site report live. He's going to be our live reporter on the spot, telling us about what's going on with the kayak tournament. I think there was a little over 100 boats, 100 kayaks.
Yeah, I think so, Riscal. And you know what? I think I'm going to try and find a pier cam. Maybe I can see if I can see what's going on over the beach.
Yeah, there you go. So that'll be going on today for those of you who are interested. I don't recall. I think it's out of Fort Lauderdale or Pompano. Do you know where it's out of, Carolyn?
Usually out of the Pompano Pier.
Yeah.
So I will do a quick look up for that right now and see if I can find it. But normally Pompano Beach area.
Yeah, so if you don't have any plans for the day, you can go down there and take a look at what's going on with the kayak tournament. I think it's over like early afternoon, but it's an all-day thing. The fishing part's over early afternoon, but it's pretty much an all-day thing. They have all kinds of activities for kids as well as adults. And I'll get you more specific information as we get on to the show, and we'll bring Joe. Hopefully, we'll bring Joe on. And I keep saying hopefully because he's offshore, so there's no telling what's going to happen out there. And we're going to have Betty come on. Betty is with Ladies Let's Go Fishing. Those of you who are of the female persuasion and you feel intimidated because you don't know what a hook is, or you don't know how to tie a hook, or you're afraid that you might hook yourself, Betty is the lady to speak with, because she'll take you literally from A to Z, from how to tie the hook to how to cook the fish. So she'll be on in a little while, and we'll have Captain Debbie on. Captain Debbie is down there in the Keys. She's going to give us a report about that. And then, of course, hopefully Joe Hector, he'll be offshore, but hopefully he'll call in, and then we'll finish it up with Angelia towards the last part of the show. Let's see, there was something I was going to say and I've lost it. My mind is like a total fog this morning. I don't know if it's the cold or what, but my goodness, when we went out, my dog and I, of course he's happy. I have a husky, and he is a happy boy this morning, running around like a chicken with his head cut off. So he's enjoying it, but I sure could not get into it very well. It was a little bit too cold for me, so I'll wait till it warms up a little bit. That's a good thing about being here in Florida. It might get cold in the morning or at night, but typically it'll warm up a little bit during the day, so it's not miserable during the day. I do remember a time, this is a long time ago, I was on my way to work one morning. I'm driving on 95. I was living in Miami at the time, and it was really, really cold, and it started to snow in Miami. This is, I don't remember, probably in the 70s. I don't remember, 75, maybe 76. And people were so astonished that it was snowing in Miami that they literally pulled over. And some of them got out and stretched their arms out like, oh, it was crazy. Yeah, people pulling over right and left. Go ahead, Carolyn.
I was going to say, it's a rare occasion down in Miami. I spent a little time up in Gainesville, and I do remember having to get a credit card out and kind of scrape the windows of the car. So it's kind of nice about North Florida is you do get it down to the 20s.
Get it up there.
That's unusual for Miami.
It's a little more common up there. When I was in the Air Force, they stationed me in Panama City, Tyndall Air Base, and it did snow 2 times while I was there. I was there for 2.5 years. It snowed twice while I was there. Not a heavy snow, but enough to sit on the ground. You could clearly see it snowed. A little more, not quite as rare up there as it is down here. I'm telling you, people were pulling over and just flipping out. They couldn't believe this. Here's this white stuff. As soon as it hit the ground, it was gone. But just the fact that it was coming down, it was really blowing people's minds. So I don't think we'll have any of that today. I don't think it's going to be a really good beach day today, but I do have a beach report. Beaches are calm. According to the report, there's very little threat of rip current. Sea lice, none. Man o' war, looks like none. So it looks like a nice day if you're going to go to the beach. Take a wetsuit with you, and that way you won't freeze your bottom off. Let's see what else we got. We've got the Wonder Map. Of course, I look at my Wonder Map every Sunday morning before I come on to check to see what's going on. Absolutely clear all the way around Florida. There is nothing with regards to clouds or heavy cloud structures around the state today. So it looks like it's going to be a really, really clear day. That's a typical cold day. With regard to the waters, according to NOAA, let's see, it says there's a high pressure system over our area, and the forecast is to keep the weather quiet. I like that for the beginning of the week. By midweek and approaching cold front, oh boy, we got another one coming in. Approaching cold front may bring some isolated showers to the area, but it is forecast to fall apart before it gets here. So we're still going to get another cold front come through. A lot of times when the cold fronts come through, by the time they hit us, they're all fizzled out. It doesn't tell me anything about the no. Wow, I wonder why this morning it doesn't give me the marine forecast. Let's see if we can find the tide
prediction. I can tell you looking at a live cam right now, it is flat calm right now.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're not, I don't know. That's kind of strange. Our tides for the day, 5:37 this morning was the high tide. The next low tide will be 11:48, right around noon. The following high tide will be 5:45 this afternoon, and the final low tide for the day will be almost at midnight, 11:54. So if you're looking for the tides, there they are. 5:37 was the high tide this morning. Next low tide is 11:48. Next high tide is 5:44 in the afternoon. Plan accordingly. Wear proper clothing. Otherwise, you're going to freeze your buns off. All right, looks like we have Robert Warner with Florida Fishing Magazine on the phone with us. Go ahead, Robert. How are you?
Good morning, and yes, it is a little cool outside. So.
Hi, good morning, Robert. Yeah, you're a little north of us.
Yep, it is 52 on my back porch.
Oh, he's warmer than I am.
On the cool side.
You're warmer than I am. It was 47 here.
Well,
the sun
is directly on my back porch, which helps.
Oh, yes. It's a nice feeling on a day like today. Did you get to do some fishing this last week?
I did last Sunday. I went up to the Indian River Lagoon up north of Vero and Sebastian, and had a great day, and got to look at the lagoon and see how good a shape it's in compared to what it was 5 years ago. So,
and your opinion is
it's
better.
Improving. It's not perfect, but it's definitely improving. There's seagrass coming back, and it's getting there.
Is that salt water, right? It's all salt water up in there?
Yeah, it's brackish salt water, yeah.
Is it predominantly like freshwater fish, or is it saltwater fish that are there?
No, it's all saltwater fish. That is the largest juvenile fish nursery on the east coast of Florida.
Holy smokes. I didn't know that. So with you having said that, is the fishing restricted there somewhat because it is a juvenile area where they're raising the fish?
No, everybody has limits, and you have limits on slots and stuff that you can. We released everything when we were up there, but you can keep them. I mean, if they fit the slot, you can keep them. So.
Yeah. So tell me some of the.
There's a lot of redfish, a lot of snook, a lot of trout.
Wow.
And it's looking healthier. So that's what I wanted to see, and I'm glad I went. So. Were
you artificial or were you natural?
All artificials. Yep.
Wow. And how many did you catch?
Well, we caught a bunch of fish. I was with a captain that fishes out of that area, and we caught a lot of fish. We caught probably, 24 fish in the
Holy smoke.
Day, various things.
That's a good day in fishing. That's a busy day of fishing.
Well, he captains up there all the time, so he knows the spot.
He knows where to go.
We were releasing fish. I mean, a lot of them were undersized snook and oversized redfish, but
that's when you know you're having a rough day. You got them undersized on one side and oversized on the other. Can't catch them right in between, so you can keep them.
Nope.
Right, and that's the one. That's when you either try and stretch them or squish them.
Yep.
Oh, that was a good one, Carolyn. I wasn't ready for that. Wow.
No, absolutely. I mean, usually we only take I know people overtake dolphin, but we just try and take one or whatever we're going to eat, throw the rest back, and I'll tell you, when they're in that marginal size, we just kind of throw them right back in. I
just came up with a great idea. Go ahead, Robert.
Especially with dolphin, when you run into a school of them like that, I just start throwing them back. So.
Do you remember?
Keep a couple for dinner and throw the rest back.
You remember, or have you ever seen pictures of the old-time torture things where they put somebody on a bed and they stretch him?
Yeah, the old rack. Yeah.
So I'm thinking of a new product. We'll make a miniature one of those for the fish. How's that? So if your fish is under slot, you just stretch him, just crank it, stretch him up to the right number.
Stretch him a little.
Oh my goodness! Well, Robert, how's the magazine going? Florida Fisherman Magazine. You can find it online.
The holiday issue is the one that's still out, and we're just now starting to get to work on the next one. So it's going to be a while, but the holiday issue is still out. It'll run through probably most of this month, and we'll have another one out by the end of the month, I think.
You can find it at www.flfishmag.com. It's pretty cool because having a magazine online doesn't limit you per se like a printed magazine where you can only have pictures in print. You can have videos, you can have pictures, you can have audios of people, a wide variety of fish being caught and people turning in their, when I'm thinking about it, if you have a fish story, you can pass it on to Robert, and if it fits in his parameters, he will stick it in the magazine, and you'll be a star.
That's right.
Yeah, and if you want to do that, Robert, where do they send stuff if they want to get in the magazine?
If they want to send something in, you can send articles, you can send fishing reports, pictures, videos, whatever you've got to pages at flfishmag.com.
And if it fits in the parameters, he'll stick you in there, and you can be a magazine star. What do you got planned for this coming week, my friend?
Well, I'm going to wait for it to warm up a bit, and then I'm going to go for a bike ride. It's not much fun when it's this cold. So I'm going to wait. It's supposed to warm up into the 60s later. I think I'll wait till that.
It won't take long. Right around the time the show is over, it'll be pretty fair. I'm going to estimate what's this for.
No, I was thinking more like noon.
So, really putting it off. Yeah. So
when it's a little warmer out.
I know at one time you're going to go up to the park again.
Yeah.
Has all the water receded now?
Yep, water is gone. The tracks are all dry. They have a new park ranger who has eliminated some of the features on those bike paths, but I guess they were more concerned about liabilities than people having fun, so they've taken out some of the things. So.
And what park are we talking about? So for those who
Jonathan Dickinson State Park.
Jonathan Dickinson State Park in Hope Sound. It's a wonderful park.
Great place to go hang out for the day. If you want to take your family out, there's places to picnic. You can go fishing. You can go kayaking. You can go ride your bikes. There's nature trails. There's everything you can think of. They've got it all.
My dad took us there many times, and I loved it. It was always a place we would always find something to do. And my dad's favorite thing was barbecuing. No, second favorite thing. His first favorite thing was fishing. His second favorite thing was barbecuing.
Yeah, catch something to barbecue.
So we always had a good time. Great place to go. Now, back then, I don't recall do they charge to get into the park?
Yeah, it's $2 a person.
Okay, so it's very inexpensive, and it's a beautiful place.
It's not expensive.
Beautiful place to spend a day. All kinds of stuff going on. You can
if you go there often, you can get an annual pass for like $40. So
wow. Yeah, you can picnic.
Is there any place to fish in there, or is it just straight up just biking and barbecuing?
No, there is. There's a place to fish in there. There's actually a boat dock down at the pavilion. You can take kayaks out. You can small boats. You can get small John boats and stuff in there.
I thought they used to have paddle boats.
Go there by boat. If you want to go there by boat, you can just go straight up the Indian River and you'll run right into it. So.
Wow. Do they still have paddle boats?
They do not. No paddle boats anymore.
Too bad.
They do have a couple of tour boats where they can take people out. There's an island out there. I forget the guy's name that they named the island after the guy that founded the park. It wasn't Jonathan Dickinson, though. It was before him. So.
I almost said Jonathan Dickinson.
No, there's an island, and it's, Crazy Jacks or something. I don't remember what the hell the name of the island is, but the guy that founded the park or founded the island or something, I don't know. But there's an island out there they'll take you to, and they'll take you up and down the waterways and show you the sandbars.
Hot dog. The paddle boats were some of my favorite things because we'd have paddle boat races. Boy, my legs would be hurting the next day. Oh, my gosh. We would be pumping that thing as fast as we go, and that boat's maybe doing 2 knots.
Round and round in circles.
That's right.
What'd you say, Carolyn?
Those are the ones when you do it with your pedals, like with your feet, and they go round and round in circles. Yeah,
like you're pedaling a bike. And
absolutely.
My legs would be so sore the next day. Oh, my gosh. It was unbelievable. All right, Robert, anything else you want to share with us this morning?
Yeah, it looks like the fishing is phenomenal all up and down the East Coast and the West Coast. So get in between the fronts and get out there.
While I'm thinking about it, because Angelia is going to be on later, I want to find out Have you heard any reports about
a dolphin yet?
No, that's what I was about to ask you. Have you heard reports of dolphins still hitting?
Everybody else has. Everybody else has. Yeah, Patrick Price here locally went out the other day. They limited out.
Oh my
He had
gosh!
5 people on the boat, and they limited out. So.
Oh my gosh! And I didn't know there was a limit on dolphin. What's the limit on dolphin? 5?
I don't know. I think it's something ridiculous, 10, 12.
Oh, okay. Wow. And if they all limited out, that's a lot of dolphin. Good gravy. Wow.
Yep.
Now, somebody told me that dolphin are one of the fish that grow the fastest. Do you know anything about
They
it?
are indeed.
They grow really quick?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yep,
So-
full maturity in about a year and a half. So.
Yeah. Wow. All right, my friend. Well, I want to wish you an awesome day. Kind of hopefully warm up a little bit for us Floridians, but I wish you an awesome day nevertheless. Yeah. And give Carolyn an opportunity to say goodbye to you. And I thank you so much for calling in this morning and sharing with us.
Yo,
Carolyn,
absolutely,
you
Robert.
have a wonderful week.
You too. I still got to try and get up there and do a little snook fishing.
That'd be great. Let me know.
You got it.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it, my friend.
Bye.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. If they call me a grouper, 'cause I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah, fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. Thank you for joining us this morning. We greatly appreciate it. A little chilly on the scale this morning for Florida, anyway. Well, for this Florida boy, let me put it to you that way. We are still in the upper 40s here in West Palm Beach, and are going to dress accordingly. I think what I might do is just hide out in the house for a little while. I'm not going to turn the heater on. My daughter's living up in Ohio, and I told her how cold it was, and she said, if you turn the heater on, I'll never speak to you again. All right, so it is the Fishing in Florida Show. Good morning to you. We have this morning, if you want to protect what you love to the max, I have one of the people that you need to talk to, Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Welcome back, Miss Carolyn.
Well, good morning again, Riscala. And I'll tell you, I thought about putting the heat on, but I stepped away from the control.
She said, I'm not going to talk to you if you turn the heater on. Oh, my goodness. I have another friend in Wisconsin who took a picture of the back porch before it started snowing and took a picture after it was done snowing, and all of the furniture disappeared. The whole back porch is gone. It's just buried in snow. So thank God that we don't have that kind of thing going on here. Anyway, I had mentioned earlier Betty Bauman. Betty is one of those people who I enjoy having on because my mom loved fishing, and my dad was patient enough to teach her everything that she needed to know. A lot of men are, sadly, a lot of men don't have that patience. And if a lady wants to learn about fishing, maybe feels intimidated by all the different things that are involved, we have somebody that you can speak with who can literally take you from A to Z, how to tie the hook to how to cook the fish, and that is Betty Bauman with Ladies Let's Go Fishing. Good morning, Miss Betty.
Good morning. I'm here working on my seminars coming up and getting ahead because my Shearwater 250 XTE Bay boat's coming soon, and I want to have time to fish on it.
Hot dog. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Oh, right. Right, absolutely. I remember you're taking delivery of that pretty soon.
Yep. It's I left it up in at Shearwater for them to do a photo shoot. So it's taken a little bit longer. The Magic Tilt's got to get the trailer, and then I'm good to go.
How long do you think it'll be?
Fishing.
How much longer?
This week.
Oh, good. My good. Well, congratulations. That's great.
Yep, really excited about it. And it's got misters on the T-top.
Holy smokes.
It's a funny little feature, but, when you're loading up and, it's hot and
that's air conditioning. That's how you get air conditioning out there.
Yes. Well, today we don't need air conditioning, and I've got to admit, I've got the heat on, and my husband even turned on the oven for a little extra heat and opened the door.
Oh, wow. So tell us what is your next seminar, and where's it going to be?
February 20th, we are doing a freshwater fishing seminar at Bass Pro Shops in Dania Beach. And what's cool about it is we've got Brian Leibowitz as our instructor, and they have a private lake that nobody ever gets to fish that's loaded with peacock bass. Wow. So in good conditions, we can catch a lot of them, and they are beautiful and put up a great fight.
Mm. And people come
Betty, is that the lake that's right at the facility, or is that off of the property?
It's at the facility behind their Isla Mirada Fish Company restaurant. and it's all fenced off, so nobody else is allowed to fish there unless they're with a group like ours, which they're hardly ever doing. So we've got hungry bass.
Oh, my goodness. That will be awesome. You know, people come from miles around to be able to catch one of those. I'm thinking
They
of...
fly from all over the country,
yeah,
all over the world, because it's a South Florida, pretty much limited to South Florida because they're warm water fish, or they fly to South America.
Mm-hmm.
They're even bigger in South America.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Matt Price, I think is his name. He's out of Australia. He flew from Australia over here, and one of the things he wanted to do is catch a peacock bass while he was here. So, yeah, from all around the world. That's amazing. It's really nice that they allow you to do that with the fishing and everything. How many people do you expect to be at this seminar?
Well, with the pandemic, our numbers are limited, so maximum is 20. And I've been actually catching here and there my own bass in my neighborhood, because I don't have a boat, and bass fishing is something you can do when it's blowing and you can't go offshore. It's pretty easy. You take a rod and reel and get some shiners or simply a soft plastic, and you cast. And if you're lucky to cast, especially if you have if you're lucky to cast where the bass has a nest, they'll bite on it just because they're angry at it.
Mm-hmm. Reminds me of snook.
And Betty, when folks come to the seminar, do they have to have their own fishing rods, or do you assign them when they come so they don't have to have gear?
No, luckily we have Penn as a sponsor, and we're going to have rods and reels for the participants. If they want to bring their own, they can. And then we usually get like a discount certificate at Bass Pro Shops. So some of them they'll buy their own rigs right then and there. And then after, once they learn how to rig it up, they know what to use, they're good to go. They can bass fish anywhere. And Brian talks about, different styles of bass fishing, because it's just like any other kind of fishing. There are different color plastics in different kind of conditions. There's weedless, sometimes, you're casting into lilies and things like that you don't want to have a hook that's going to get caught in there. And, one thing I'm teaching myself is the hook set, because if you're a saltwater angler, you don't set up, you see these guys on TV, you see how they set up. It looks like they're heading their rod towards the moon all of a sudden, and you have to, as soon as you feel that little bump, you have to set up, otherwise, you miss it. But that's why fishing is cool, because you learn from experience. I blow a lot of fish, and then finally I was like, okay, here we go, now I get it.
What you said there caught my ear about the experience. Having someone like you who has had the experience, and when you're helping these ladies learn of all this, you can shorten that learning curve tremendously by having somebody like Betty, because they've gone through it all. They've been in the potholes, and they've tripped over everything they could trip over, and they can help you from making the same mistakes, and makes it pretty easy as well when you get to watch somebody. For me, I know personally, I can read something, how to do something over and over again, but when I get to watch somebody do it, that's a little different for me. It's a little easier for me to learn if I can have somebody show me how to do it or watch somebody do it versus read it on a piece of paper. And that's basically what you're going to be doing with Ladies Let's Go Fishing. It's a hands-on deal. You're going to be learning, and something that you will be able to do for the rest of your life. Along with we didn't talk about the side effects. The side effects of the relationships, right, Betty?
Yeah, a lot of ladies make other friends, and they get together and put together trips. Sometimes they'll call me and say, hey, I have a boat, or I want to go on a charter boat, and I'll help them. We'll do a pop-up trip. I'll say, you know what, I'll announce it. They can contact you, and you guys get together and fish. All I ask is send me pictures. So, and the other thing that's different about what we do is, when you watch TV and fishing is on, it looks so easy. Yeah, we put our rod in, we cast, whatever, and that you don't realize, it's a little misleading. You don't realize that, it could have taken them a couple days to actually get that shot. And then people go and try it on their own, and they're like, whoa, it's not like what I saw on TV. Nothing's happening. and they get dejected and they go on to some other kind of sport because they're like, obviously, I'm not good enough to do it. And that's what we do, is build the confidence and explain to the ladies and make it two ways. You know, when you're in a live seminar or even our virtual seminars, you can ask questions, and questions you wouldn't ask if you were in a big audience. Like, well, why do you need a leader? You know, why don't you just wind that leader around the whole reel and you don't have to worry about the knot? Well, there's a reason for that. That's because the line won't fit on the reel. You won't have enough line for that fish to run. So that's why you have to have the little line and then the leader, so that, you know, a toothy fish doesn't break you off, because that's stronger. And, you know, that's something they don't really explain really on the television stations or anything. They assume you know what a leader is and why you need one.
And what kind of hook to use? And
a hook is a big thing. Yeah, your hook is too big. You know, we tell them match the hatch. You know, if it's too big or too small, or there are even, you know, colors. You know, like for bass fishing, you know, they have the hooks with the little bend at the end, so the soft plastic will stay on, and some of them have like little screw things for the soft plastic. You know, even before I started freshwater fishing, I was like, I don't need these hooks. What am I going to use these hooks for? You know, and then now I know.
A weedless hook. That was something that somebody had their thinking cap on when they came up with the weedless hook. That's a pretty cool little thing. It allows you to pull the baits through the areas where there's lots of weeds, and in comparison to a regular hook, you make it through pretty good. Anyway, Carolyn, you got a question?
I was going to say, yeah. I mean, a lot of time is spent if you get into the water that has that sargassum grass, and you know, you spend so much time pulling the gear in, taking one weed off, putting the gear back out, and you know that cuts down your percentages of catching fish. So, you know, certainly that is always a bummer to get out there when you can't fish a weed line, but you're going through so much patchy weed that you just can't get through it.
Yeah, it
right.
helps.
And you know what? New people don't understand that. If you have weed on your hook, you're not going to catch a fish. I mean, yeah, people that fished before know it, but people just coming in, they don't understand the effect of the weeds. So, you know, that's the kind of things that we talk about that a lot of people assume everybody knows. They think it's just, you should know that. That's logic. Well, no, it's you know, it's like learning how to use a computer and how to shut it off. You know, it's things like that we teach, that a lot of other types of seminars assume you already know the terminology, and we're going to go into, you know, our way of fishing and how we catch fish.
Hands-on, that's the way I like it. Yeah, hands-on is the way I like it. So February is the next one. What's coming after February?
I have moved our typical March Fort Myers inshore event, which will be live, to May, because people are a little nervous about this hands-on because of the pandemic. We're able to space everybody out with the masks and hand sanitizer and all that. It's not any more risky than going to the grocery store.
Really?
That's going to be May 15th, and that's at Bass Pro Shops in Fort Myers that has a private meeting room. And then they will be fishing May 16th. We will have inshore boats ready for them that they sign up for, you know, when they pre-book, because we can't get these guys last minute. And I will probably have an option where, you know, if we have the fishing filled and you've taken Ladies Let's Go Fishing before, you can pay a nominal fee to, you know, get on our roster, and we'll set up fishing for them too. South Florida on Fort Lauderdale, I'm still working on. Last year we did a virtual, and that was actually quite nice because it was a meeting. It was even better sometimes than sitting in the audience, because you're like right in front of our speaker, Jeannie Town, and you could say, can you hold that lure up? Let's take a screenshot so I can remember what lure it is. So it's almost like everybody was in the front row, because it's still back and forth, asking questions, and still the networking, and still fishing too. I set up the fishing, so we have the seminar Saturday, and then on Sunday they go on the boats and they go offshore. That is sometime in April, and I'm still working on it because the IGFA is closed where we were going to have it. And then I have the June and October keys. I'm still setting up facilities for that. And then we'll probably still do the surf fishing at the Night of Lights in St. Augustine.
Ooh.
And the Night of Lights golf tour. This year we went to 2 days instead of one and sold out both days at 10 people per day on the beaches of St. Augustine.
Oh, the only thing that frustrates me about this whole thing is that they limit you to the number of people. They don't limit the number of people.
Well, that's hard for us.
It makes it difficult. It makes it really difficult.
We do the same amount of work for 10 people as 50.
Yeah.
You still have to have the instructors, the skill station stuff, and of course fundraisers. Without our sponsors and donors, we couldn't afford to offer this all year because I work 7 days a week. And this is still an opportunity. Our capacities are limited, but we've made it up with virtual meetings. We get, thousands of ladies who attend or watch them on Facebook. I have one of those scheduled for February 2nd, and we're giving away our last trip to Cancun. Our last one on the raffle, the guy won it and has already booked his trip for a $10 raffle ticket.
Wow.
Give away, Costa Del Mar, Smith Optics sunglasses. So, ladies like to win. I like to win.
I don't know many people who don't.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that. It's good, if the ladies miss something in February, there's always other things going on, and it's all over the state. So it's pretty hard to miss something like this. And if you're not in the Palm Beach area, if you're over in the Tampa area, she's going to be, right? You're going to be over in the Tampa area eventually, right?
Yeah, we normally did one in Tampa. I really don't need to do 2 inshore seminars a year, but that one is at the boat show. So that's, probably by the fall, their boat show will be back. Let's hope the vaccinations get rolled out and people are a little, let's hope the capacities get a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, I just don't agree with that because with the mask, with the limit thing, because people going to these stores, there's a heck of a lot more than 10 people in those stores when I walk in. So what's the difference? And you're outside. I mean, this is my argument with them. It's not logical. It's not rational. But anyway, it's a whole nother story. It just saddens me because so many people are having such a hard time because of this virus and the I can't think of the right word, restrictions that they put around it. In my opinion, they're harming more people than they're hurting. Our small businesses right now are hurting. I don't know of a small business that is not hurting right now because of what's going on with the restrictions. They want to keep people safe. I'm hip to that.
I'm sorry.
They want to keep people safe and not sick. I'm hip to that. I can understand that. But look at the harm that's being done. With you, how many businesses are going out of business because they can't continue to live off of reserves, So I feel for you. I really do. And many times on this show, we tell people, please, if you have a choice to make between a big business and a small business, please, we beg you, now more than ever, please choose a small business, particularly a family-owned, small, locally owned business. What you're doing is you're investing in your area because the data shows that when you do that, eventually about a little over 60 cents of every dollar that you spend with that local business comes back to the community some way, shape, or form. When you do it with the big boys, it's only about 40 cents. So there's a big difference. And not only that, you're actually helping a family to put food on a table, put clothes on their backs, a roof over their head. You're not helping somebody buy a third or fourth vacation home. And, it's so much different. And now more than ever. So those of you who have listened to me before know I'm very passionate about several things. Children, having moms being able to learn how to fish because my mom learned how to fish and an experience it had in my life, and small businesses because I've been a small business owner for 24 years and this has just about wrecked us, just about completely demolished my business. And I'm not the only one. My business services other businesses and they're having the same problem. Go ahead.
Well, people our age or whatever, we've all saved up for our retirement, and we're depleting that, but we don't have enough years to go back to work to replace it.
Exactly.
That's
so that just frustrates me when somebody, I don't like to bring it up on the show because that's not really what the show's about, but it's part of our life now, and it's just becoming so restrictive in everything that we do You have to be so many feet apart, and you have to wear a mask, and you can only have so many people if you're a small business. But if you're a large company, if you're a Walmart, if you're one of these big companies, you can have all the people you want. I don't know of a limit. Do you see any limit signs in a Walmart when you walk in? Limited to 50 people? Come on. I'm sorry.
I know some stores may be doing it, but not a lot.
I don't
and
see
it's
it
not
happening.
us; it's our facilities limiting it. However, for the concerns of the participants as well, we still need to limit it because people are nervous going into
I can understand that.
a room with a lot of people close together. So, we have to do that also out of concern for the participants. So either way, it has to be limited until things relax, which is going to be a while.
Yeah, well, I hope it's soon because it's people like me are losing our patience. It's the idea.
Oh, it's making everybody go goony. We're stuck in our home. People are fighting. They're getting divorced.
It's just not a good thing. Like I said, more harm than prevention. Anyway, I am so grateful for you and what you do because of the experience in my life, I was fortunate. My mom loved fishing, and maybe because she loved my dad so much, she loved fishing. I don't know why she loved fishing, but she did, and it certainly made a big, big difference in our small family. It was a way for us to all experience the same thing, but yet be a participant in it, and we all did our own little part, and I think it was kind of a way, sort of a glue, if you will, that helped us keep the bonds together. And now more than ever, families are under attack. So if you can figure out one of these days that Betty's having one of the seminars and you can make it, by all means, I would highly, highly encourage you to go do that. By the way, Betty, you have a website, right?
Yes, and that's our main mechanism for information and reservations. It's just Google Ladies Let's Go Fishing or www.ladiesletsgofishing.com. And we do have the ones I mentioned that are confirmed up there. I'm going to be announcing registration that is open next week as I work on the rest of the year. Normally I have my year set up the year before, but with COVID there are just too many unknown factors, and it has just been more time consuming.
Well, I'm grateful that you have the commitment that you have. I know it hurts. It actually hurts to be in business today, a small business. It hurts financially because of the restrictions. So I'm glad that you are who you are, and I'm greatly appreciative that you have the commitment to continue to stick with it. Because to me, what you're doing is a vital part of helping families overall. There's a couple of other things we haven't really discussed. You let kids come to this, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, we encourage mothers to bring teens, and if they want to bring their male, that's fine too, because, if they're going to fish as a family, I think it's okay and good to learn as a family. There's not that many men in there, and the other ladies don't seem to mind it. Usually there's, 2%. Maybe men, but that's it's good for them to learn. Otherwise, the female comes back and tells her husband everything she learned, and he didn't learn it. And so we hope that right now, fishing as a family unit is a good thing to bond and get away from. At least have something to do. You can't travel unless you drive.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but
it's ridiculous.
I wouldn't do it.
It's ridiculous. It really is. It's just beyond ridiculous. We're all living in the twilight zone. All right. I think Carolyn's got something to say in the background. I hear her itching there. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Yeah, no, I was wondering, Betty, when you get that beautiful brand new boat, what's the first? Do you have a planned first trip for it?
It depends on the weather. I like to fish in the Keys. I like to fish offshore. We can fish here in Fort Lauderdale. If it's a nice calm day, it is a bay boat, but still can get, I'll take a bay boat 20 miles offshore in a heartbeat. Or Chokoloskee. We like fishing Chokoloskee. That's like Jurassic Park. There's a lot of wildlife to see, and, the fishing there can be, quite exciting.
Where is that? I know the name, but I can't picture it in my. Where is that in the state?
Everglades City.
Okay.
if you're going across Alligator Alley, you go south before you go to Naples, and you go, I don't know, about 20 miles, and then you get on your boat, and it's very rustic. You know, they have, I think they have an ice cream shop there, and a couple bait and tackle shops, and then we go another 10, 15 miles into the Everglades National Park and areas where nobody lives.
No, wait a minute. You go into areas of the park where... Oh, okay. Now I know what you're saying. I was trying to picture what you were saying. You're going into the mangroves. Is that what you're talking about? Like the mangroves?
Oh, mangroves or beaches, or there are wrecks. There's snook, redfish, trout. There's slam or snook down there. I've seen sawfish. One time I saw a bobcat swimming.
Oh, my.
The birds are beautiful, and and we go even way further away. So because a lot of people fish close, so when we go further, we can get to our fishing spots, and there's nobody there.
Nice. Well, congratulations on the boat. I can't wait to hear some of the fishing stories you're going to enjoy with having this new toy. But I think we need things like that right now to kind of just take the edge off, just to be able to go out there and relax. And for me, being on the water is just, I don't know of anything else that I can compare it to. It's just a feeling all in it of itself, especially like on a day like today. Carolyn reported earlier, it's like glass out, right? It's like glass out there, Carolyn?
Still is, absolutely. And I was just looking up Joe Hector's tournament. It's actually a sailfish tournament today, which should be really good sailfish. I know that our friend Mike Simcoe fished the tournament Wednesday or Thursday and did really well. He sent us his rap sheet. So sailfish are definitely running through.
Wow.
Where is his tournament?
This is in
Pompano Beach, I believe, off the pier.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, it's sailfish season right now. They're snapping. So, we love to fish for sailfish, and I like to fish with kites. And even on a small boat, you can put up a couple of kites and put out some goggle eyes, and it's quite exciting when you're kite fishing and your bait is at the top of the water and the sailfish.
And you see them come,
out of the water,
them come tearing after it.
Bait.
Yeah, that is a sight to see. Absolutely. All right, Miss Betty, we're running out of time. Carolyn, did you have something else? Did I accidentally step on you again?
No, you're good. I was just finishing up the chat with Betty, and have a great day. Can't wait to see pictures of the new boat.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, send us pictures. We'll put it up on the Facebook page and share it with everybody else. And a big thank you. I hope you enjoy your day. It's a cool day here in South Florida. And looking forward to hearing from you again, my dear. Once again, my thanks. Let me let Carolyn say goodbye to you, and we'll go to a break.
Betty, have a great Sunday, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, tight lines, and everybody stay safe.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclubb.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper, so I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah, fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. It is an honor and a privilege to have you listen in. Thank you so very much for doing that. We greatly appreciate it. It's an eye-opener on Sundays, if you will. Several different ways you can listen to the show. The easiest of all of those ways, of course, is our app. You can download our app. It's free. There's no spyware. There's no adware. There's no push notifications. I am absolutely 100% positive of what I'm telling you because I was intimately involved in the development of the app, and I wanted it absolutely simple as can be. So it's a way to listen to whatever's on the network. That is the easiest way of all the ways that I know of to listen to us. Go to WCET-FM on Google or on Apple, WCET-FM, and you can find the app there. Now, if you've already got the TuneIn app, you can find us that way. Go to Marina Rock Radio. A big thank you to Marina Rock Radio. You can go to Marina Rock Radio and you can find us there. So if you have the TuneIn app, that's another way you can listen to us. If you're on the web, you can go to our home network, which is www.wcetfm.com, and there's a player there. If you're on Facebook, you can go to our Facebook page, Fishing in Florida. If you if I can say it without getting tongue twisted, click on Contact Us, and you'll get on the live server. So there's several different ways you can listen to us. We try to make it as easy as possible, and we hope that you enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. I love doing this show because I'm always learning, and it's my way of trying to give back, whatever minuscule way that is, my way of trying to give back to the community. And I find that the fishing community here in Florida loves to give back, loves to help others when they are in need, and they step right up to the plate when that happens. So it's an honor to be a very minuscule part of that. And I'm ever so grateful for all of the people who call in. And one of those people that call in is Debbie Doy. Excuse me. I'm having a problem with my throat this morning. Oh my gosh. It's Captain Debbie. I'll just leave it at Captain Debbie this morning. Excuse me. Let me get Carolyn and I'll take a sip of water. Carolyn, welcome
absolutely.
back, my
dear. So Captain Debbie, I've yet to meet her yet, but I know she's doing some great sail fishing down in the Keys last couple of days, and great video on her website. So good morning, Captain Deb.
Good morning, Carolyn. How are you?
Good. I know you were up doing some video editing this morning early.
Oh, yeah. I've been up since about 6:30 videoing, editing some stuff for our Fish for Holly tournament we just had. Yesterday, I was aboard the Kayak in our 3rd annual Fish for Holly tournament in Islamorada in the Keys.
So what this picture, hang on just a second, Carolyn. She sent me a picture just a minute ago. Is this a permit or is this a pompano or is this a jack?
The picture I sent you is actually an African pompano.
Pompano. And this is in the Keys?
Yes, that was caught right before Christmas, before I left to go home in North Carolina to see my family. But that was the fish that I caught.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Carolyn. Go ahead. I was curious about this.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little about Fish for Holly. I know it's in memory of a young woman, and the tournaments every year. I mean, is it a certain kind of fish? How do y'all do?
Yeah, it's an amazing tournament. It's the 3rd annual Fish for Holly tournament. Holly Gibbon was a wonderful part of this community here in the Florida Keys, and this tournament goes out to her. She was in memory of her, so we try to fish it every year. It's a fun tournament for all of us that charter out of here. This is my 2nd year doing it. The first year I didn't participate, but the 2nd year I was on Team Kayak, and we actually won the tournament last year.
Wow.
So, there was 63 boats this year, 266 anglers, and 63 sailfish caught.
Awesome.
So, we finished 10th this year, the Kayak, Team Kayak. Captain Alex Adler, his daughter Allie, his wife Jamie, as well as First Mate Colby on board, and we had a wonderful time, absolutely cool shots. And like Carolyn just said, there's an awesome live video. I went live during Allie's 2nd sailfish, and that thing just went off. It started jumping, and it was an amazing sight. So if anybody can get out to my page and check that out, that's really a cool video to watch.
Can you post that up on the Fishing in Florida page?
I absolutely will share it there.
Oh, thank you. That's great. Yeah, I love putting stuff like that up. Just kind of showing others how it's done. Are you planning on fishing today?
Actually, I have a little bit of boat work to do, but yes, planning on getting out there. The weather this week in the Keys is supposed to be completely fabulous. I am so excited. We've had some weather, some cold fronts, and some other things. Right now, I'm absolutely freezing my butt off. It's 50 degrees in Key Largo, and I'm sitting here in a sweatshirt. I don't have heat, unlike Betty Bauman. I wish I had heat, but I don't.
Open the stove.
But it's really cold right now.
For us Floridians, this is the, we pull out the heavy duty coats and all that stuff with the fur and.
Yeah, well, I'm from North Carolina. I'm from a little town called Catfish, North Carolina, and I think that it's colder here this morning. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's being around the water or whatever, but, when you're used to 78 to 80 degrees and beautiful and palm trees everywhere, and then you wake up and you're like, holy crap, it's cold. So, yeah, it's it's time of a change for us down here.
Now, Carolyn says that it's pretty flat where she's at. She's up here near in the West Palm Beach area. Is it pretty flat where you're at?
It is. Actually, I live in Key Largo, in Port Largo, and I can see the ocean from my house. I live on the water.
How cool.
And it is flat right here. Absolutely gorgeous day. I probably will take the boat out a little bit this afternoon, to be honest with you.
We'll just have to say a prayer and ask God to turn the heat up just a little bit. Just to knock it up just a couple more degrees, Lord, please. Appreciate that.
Well, you know, here in Florida, it'll be 60 soon. So we just kind of get through the morning, and the afternoon will be beautiful.
Get out there in the sun and feel the sun warming your skin. That's awesome.
So Deborah, tell our listeners where they can go to see your videos, make arrangements with you to charter, try and get some plans, together with you. I know you've got multiple boats for different kind of fishing. Where can people see you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they can go out to my website at bluewatergirlcharters.com, or they can go out to mybluewateradventures.com. That is, I run a 32-foot game fisherman called the Gypsy Girl out of Key Largo Fisheries. I'm on slip 28, so you can come by. They have excellent food there. You can get gas, diesel, bait, fuel, everything you need. Key Largo Fisheries has a outdoor cafe, so just really, really nice. You can come in and walk the dock and chat with us, whatever. It's a really good time. That's the offshore side. Inshore side, I'm having some upgrades done to my 16-foot Chaos. So I'm excited about that. I'm upgrading some things. So she's now in the shop, but we are getting ready to involve inshore a lot too. I like to bone fish a lot, and so I'm getting back into that pretty good.
And you get to see our good friend Angelia.
Yes. Actually, I saw her yesterday, or day before yesterday. I've been busy with the Holly tournament, so she came over. We did some boat work together. She's going to ride out with me this week with some charters and stuff, and we're going to have a great time. We caught a really, really nice sailfish the day after we had the radio show together. So that was pretty amazing adventure.
I got that picture. It's
that
awesome.
Was quite a shot. I have never seen the Atlantic Ocean that flat that day. It was amazing. I just had my mom on board and Angela, and we had, we were only out there 2 hours, but I tell you what, I'm going to remember those 2 hours for the rest of my life. The fog came in, and it was just an amazing thing. If you want to read about the story, it's posted on my Facebook page. My Facebook page is Captain Deb, CAPTDEB, and then Deyo, DEYO. You can also find me on Blue Water Girl Charters on Facebook as well.
Good, Carolyn.
I was going to say that the girls are all over, and I love the fact that they're both licensed captains. They both have their own vessels. They both run their own charter companies, and they both help each other when they need to. That's the part of the fishing community that's pretty amazing. And the tournament she was just talking about, the Holly tournament, in recognition of a fellow angler. It's like I say, the fishing community here in South Florida is just amazing. It has really amazing. I'm sure it may be the same in other places, but I don't live there. I live here, and I can tell you firsthand, it is amazing what people do. They step up to the plate when there is a need. They find a way to fill that need if they can't do it themselves through a variety of ways. One of them is the different kinds of tournaments that goes on. I'm thinking of the Chase and Tails tournament, and there's another one. That the proceeds go to people who are in need. There's a couple more I can't think of right. You can think of another one, Carolyn? There's a couple more and I just can't think of it. Blue Water Babes was a real big one in October. Unfortunately, that one did not survive the COVID, so that's been discontinued after 10 years. But they were raising good money for local women with breast and ovarian cancer. You've got, of course, Chase and Tails. You mentioned Joe Petronelli did the American Cancer Society tournament. That's a new one. So really good stuff. Always giving back. Yep. Go ahead, Captain Deb.
Oh, I was just saying that, the Fish for Holly tournament, it gives back to, the cause goes to domestic violence, which is really a big thing in my book. So, I mean, we as the fishing community get together and we raise money. And there's a few of us. We have what's called sisterhoodfishing.com. If you'll check that out, that link out. There's a bunch of us sisters, fishing sisters all over the country that get together. We raise money. We raise awareness for fishing and try to bring more women into the fishing community that have suffered from domestic violence or suffered from some kind of traumatic experience. So that's a big thing that we're doing now. And if you'll check that out, that goes along with, helping out in the community, sisterhoodfishing.com.
That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Carolyn?
No, it's just awesome how so many people, again, come together for a cause, whether it be, something that's illness or domestic violence or something that's childhood diseases. So, Deb, I know you're always out in front of that stuff. So thank you so much for calling in and your new friendship. I'm looking forward to it.
I really am looking forward to it, too.
I won't tell you what she told me when she found out you and Angelia went fishing.
Oh, really? You're gonna bring that up? That's about like the mahi and dolphin stories.
So, yeah, I was gonna.
We told her we were going.
Oh, don't worry, ladies.
You're only an hour and a half. Come on, get in the car and come down here and get on the boat with us. We cannot wait to have you out there. We have a blast. It's so fun.
Hey, if you've got a trip on Tuesday, I might run down there for the day. You just gotta let me know.
Hey, we'll go. Let's go. We'll figure it out. Absolutely. I absolutely love being out on the water, and it's supposed to be the most gorgeous week this week. So if you guys are coming out to fish in the Florida Keys, Key Largo, Isla Mirada, Tavernier, wherever you're going to fish out of, it's going to be a beautiful week. Get out and go fish, please. It's amazing.
I'm surprised that you say what'd you say, it's 50 degrees down there?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
usually
it's very cold.
Usually by the time the fronts push through, they kind of fizzle out at South Dade, somewhere like North Key Largo, something like that. I'm surprised there's that. It's because it's almost the same here. I think it's a little cooler here than it is there.
Yeah, if you look at the weather report, the front dips really low. It's a really low cold front coming down. So, yeah, it dipped down into the Keys, and it's really cold. Now, we do have one thing to worry about when it gets this cold is all the iguanas fall out of the trees. So that's the only thing. So watch out for falling iguanas all day.
Now, those of you who are not familiar, she's really telling you the truth. The reason I'm laughing is one of the jobs I had many years ago was out in the airport industrial area, and they had this importer who had brought in a wide variety of exotic animals, and iguanas was some of what he brought in, and they would get out from time to time. And on a cold day, we had these banana trees in the back. I was walking by one of the banana trees, and this iguana literally fell out of the tree onto the ground, like somebody had shot it or it had a heart attack. I'd never seen anything like that. I didn't know that could even happen. But yeah, it really does happen. It's the craziest thing. And they'll wake up as soon as it warms up. They'll wake right back up and run off. It's nuts. I've never seen anything like that. So she's not pulling your leg.
Yeah, they could fall 20 feet out of a tree, 20 feet out of a palm tree, lay there for a while, warm up, flip over, and run back up the tree.
Yeah, and just take off. It's the craziest thing in the world. Yeah, so she's not pulling your leg when she says, watch out for raining iguanas. Yeah, unbelievable. Some of the crazy stuff that we have. We had Angelia's friend, Tobias, he's a hunter. He goes out into the Federal Reserves and hunts these big snakes by hand. Yeah, we've got some crazy stuff if you want to go out into the right areas here in South Florida. All right, my dear. Well, thank you. It's an honor to have you on. I'm ever so grateful for you taking the time to share with us and at the last minute call in. I get a lot of background noise. I don't know what that is. But anyway, thank you. Greatly appreciate it. I wish you an awesome day, regardless of the coolness that we have. I think it's going to be an awesome day. Give Carolyn an opportunity to say goodbye to you.
Yeah, absolutely, Deb. And I'm serious. If the weather's nice, I might roll down on Tuesday. I'll stay in touch with you today and tomorrow. And, look forward to seeing you girls. Thanks for calling in last minute.
Absolutely. Y'all have a wonderful day, and hope you get out there soon. And I really do. I hope that you come down on Tuesday. And then again, we're having a sisterhood meeting up in Cedar Key next week, the 18th through the 22nd. So a bunch of us are getting together, and we're going to have a blast together. So look forward to that. We're going to go wading for trout and maybe get some grouper or something like that. Who knows what we might get into with us. So thanks for having me on the show. Call me anytime, and Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon, Carolyn.
God bless you.
You got it, Deborah. God bless you.
All right.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. It just calls me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah, fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida show. Good morning to you. Thank you for taking time to tune in. Several ways you can hear us, listen to us real quickly, www.wcetfm.com. That is our home network. You can go there and find a player. If you have the TuneIn app, go to Marina Rock Radio. Big thank you, Marina Rock Radio, one of our affiliates. You can go to Marina Rock Radio and find us there. The easiest way, download our app. If you have an Android, I should mention that. That's something that I have failed to mention. We don't have an app for the iPhone yet. We're still working on that. But we do have them for the Androids, and they are free, and there's no spyware, there's no adware, there's no push notifications. That's probably the easiest way to listen to us. If you're on Facebook, go to Fishing in Florida Show, click on Contact Us, and that's another way that you can listen to us. And thank you for doing that. My co-host this morning is Carolyn with Atlas Trax. If you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Welcome back.
Well, good morning. And, you know, a good thing is at least we're cold here in South Florida, but we're not snowing like some of the other parts of the country.
My throat is unusually dry this morning. Maybe it's because of the cold. I don't know. My gosh. I'm really having a hard time with that, with the dryness of the throat this morning. So, you know, I say if you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Well, what are we talking about, Carolyn?
So we are talking about very small satellite tracking devices that can be used on any kind of asset you have, whether it be a boat, a car, a trailer, a jet ski, to keep people safe, and also in the event that it's stolen. So there's two really good benefits for having that type of equipment on your asset, and it's about $1 a day.
Inexpensive and well worth the peace of mind that comes with it. I think we have Joe with the Extreme Tournament on with us. Good morning, Joe.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, good morning, Joe.
Hey, yeah, it's crazy out here for a few minutes here. It's been like fireworks. We had 2 sailfish. One was lost from a guy from Oregon, and then we had a guy that just landed it. He's now in first place, and he's from, where is he from? This guy? From Louisiana.
Wow.
He's in first place now as we speak. So pretty amazing.
So if you haven't figured it out yet, Joe is the sponsor of the Extreme Kayak Tournament. They are actually having for us it's pretty cold, they're actually having a tournament today off of Pompano. And Joe is reporting live. He's our on-site live reporter. So as he just said, a couple of fish hooked up. How many people you got out there today?
We right around a little, I think it's 60, just a little over 60. So we had a good group, and we're really happy about that. And, you know, it was like 40-something degrees this morning, perfect sailfish weather. And, yeah, so we're excited.
Carolyn?
So, Joe, are you out on the water or are you on the beach?
Yeah, no, I'm in the water. So we have help boats provided by one of our main sponsors, SA Company, and they provide a couple help boats. And we have a judge on each boat, and then we also have our photographers. And then we also have Nautical Ventures, which is also one of our main sponsors. They, John, for instance, they provide us bodies to help, you know, document the fish, help with kayak checks in the morning, and all that. So it's a pretty tight operation we got going on. This is our 11th year doing these tournaments. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the radios are mandatory, so these guys have to call it in, and we document the catch. We also help if they need it, assist in releasing the sailfish so that all of them are released safely. And so far, so good.
So today is primarily a sailfish tournament. Are there other meat categories for prizes as well?
Yeah, so we have a $500 mahi-mahi division sponsored by Nautical Ventures. And then we also have a blackfin tuna Calcutta. And that, I believe, is almost at $1,000 right now. So, yeah, so we have other meat fish as well. We have the scale back at shore. Everything is going to take place until 3, and that's when line's out. And then we're going to have our awards at around 4, probably a little after 4 if we have to weigh more fish. Oh, we got someone hooked up. All right, I got to go, guys. But, hey, thank you so much for having me on.
God bless you, my friend. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Super exciting, Joe. Good luck with it. Good luck with the day and tight lines.
Awesome. Thank you.
Catch up to you, my friend. All right, that was our live on-site reporter, Joe Hector. He is the sponsor of the Extreme Kayak Tournament going on today down in the Pompano area. I was going to ask him, I wonder how far offshore they are. Got any idea how far offshore?
You know, I think normally those kayak guys go maybe 1 to 3 miles offshore. We'll have to ask Pam next time she's out. But that's pretty exciting stuff. I'm sure, like I said, when I looked at the beach cams, it was pretty flat out today, so they could probably get a little further out.
Yeah, that's, you know, I can't imagine being in a kayak and being like 3 miles offshore and freezing my behind. I guess that's a good way to keep you pedaling, though, right? Just by the way, a lot of those kayaks are pedals. We talked about the paddleboard earlier. The kayaks have a similar thing, but instead, some of them have a, I don't know how you describe that. Some of them have a prop, and some of them have this other, like a bladder or like a flapper, you know. But yeah,
right.
Many of them. When you think about kayaks, it's not like what it used to be years ago with a paddle, you know, big paddle, and they're paddling. They're pedaling, almost the same.
Right,
pedal.
Yeah, very similar to what you were talking about earlier. But yeah, I mean, but still, that's a long paddle, 1 mile, 2 miles offshore, and I'm sure if you get tired, with the radios he said they can come get you.
Yeah. Safety is number one for him. It's what Pam told me, and that she's been involved in them several. I'm sure she's out there this morning. She's been involved in 3 or 4 of them that I'm aware of, and the main point is safety. And it's an all-day thing. There's all kinds of stuff when they get done with the tournament part, which I think, am I right or wrong? It's around 1 or 2 o'clock that it's over.
Yeah. I mean, I think you said 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock was the last fish to weigh, or to the scales, and then about 4 o'clock for their awards. And it'd be nice if they have it over on the beach. Might have to run over later and take a look. It's a beautiful, crisp day. The sky is so blue out right now.
Oh my goodness! If it'll warm up just a little bit, that'll be just right. So we'll keep asking the Lord, please, just a couple of more, just knock it up a couple, turn the heat up just a couple of more degrees, if you would, please. Let's get the, with a clear day like today, it should warm up again. To a point where it's really comfortable. The last couple of days was absolutely astonishing to go out. It was like air conditioning. It was like literally being in air conditioning. It was so comfortable outside. I took the dog out, and sometimes it's a little hard on him when it gets warmer because he's a husky and he's got a lot of fur. But the last couple of days he had such a good time. He's running around like a little puppy again. This morning he was. He got out the door, and first thing he did is the tail started, because it's warm, and I don't turn the heater on, but there's excess heat from the refrigerator that's running, and various things in the house, like my computer. You don't think of how much heat a computer will put out, but if you don't have air conditioning on, it all adds up. A little here, a little there. We use a little stove every once in a while. It all adds heat. So it may be 50 some odd degrees outside, but it's 70 in the house. So when I opened the door and he felt that hit of the cold air, boy, the tail started wagging and he was ready to go. You'd be amazed, a little dog like that, how he can pull. He really does surprise me sometimes. He's ready to pull me down.
Oh yeah, I mean even we were saying the blue skies with Carol and I going out yesterday on Real Captivating. It was amazing. I mean, it was real windy. There was a lot of sea spray coming on us, so we were a little chilly. But when you get that, you get the boat in the right position with that sun and that sky, it was so nice out.
Betty was talking about the misters on her boat. One of the very first times I got to go out on a smaller boat was with a friend of mine. We were probably 15, 16 years old. We were having a great time, and I got wet, and I froze my behind off. I couldn't figure that out. When you get wet, and I don't care how hot it is out there, it literally could be over 100 degrees. If you get wet and you start moving, that water evaporates off your skin. It is it's like ice almost. So that's what she's talking about. So those of you who may not understand what the misters do, it gets miserably hot out there sometimes. And what they'll do is they'll have these like a sprayer, like your hand sprayer, and they mist, a very fine mist of water, and as it comes down, the water begins to evaporate. It creates a cooling sensation. That's why I call it marine AC. It's a marine air conditioning when you have the mist. And I think there's some places that even restaurants and stuff like that out in Arizona. I remember now that I think about it, Arizona and Nevada. There were places that I went that it was very common. They had misters because it was so hot and it was very little humidity. And as soon as this thing sprays, it like cools the area down. Sometimes like 5 degrees.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. I actually bought a little kit, Scala, and you just hook it up to your hose and you just tack the little hose up along your gutter line, and it made a big difference. I mean, you don't feel like you're getting wet. It barely touches your skin and just makes you feel cool. So it's a great idea, especially down where we are. Yeah. And on boats. A lot of the bigger boats have that now.
Now, we mentioned earlier about the tracker, but Atlas Trax has more than just the tracker. There's a couple of things that Atlas Trax has that just kind of really intrigue me. Trying to remember what you call it, hotspot? Is that what you call it?
Oh yeah, we've got a couple hotspots from 2 different companies. Those actually, I was talking with the guys from Real Captivating yesterday. They have one. They took it all the way to St. Thomas with them. And here's what's great. A lot of those big boats have those very expensive domes and satellite systems that maybe cost about $4,000 a month. Their dome went out, and they had to use this little $600 device to actually connect to the internet and send text messages because their very expensive one didn't work. So that was kind of a good story I got yesterday from them. And you know, you can turn it on and, connect your phone to it, and you could start making phone calls.
So for people who don't really understand what she's talking about, break it down a little bit.
Sure. So this is a small little device that you can actually turn on when you're out of cellular range, use your existing phones or laptops, and now you've created your own little satellite network around yourself. So if you can't make cellular calls, you can use your phone, your cellular phone, as a satellite phone without having to invest in a satellite phone.
Still use can you receive calls as well?
Yes, absolutely. You can receive calls. You could make calls. You could text message. You could surf the internet. There's an SOS button on it. So if you hit that SOS button, you've got people that'll be notified, and even you could set it up for the Coast Guard to be notified. So that's a really good safety feature. Some tracking on them as well, when you have the device on. And you can connect up to 5 phones or iPads or laptops to it at one time. So it allows people to kind of still work en route or make, emergency calls to loved ones.
That's awesome. See, this is the kind of stuff that really tickles me because I've always been intrigued about wireless, a wide variety of ways of doing wireless, whether that's two-way radio and like nowadays is cell phones. But to have something like this with you, I remember visiting my daughter who was in Virginia, West Virginia, I think they called it. She's way out west in Virginia, where the mountains are. And you go up and down between the mountains, and you might be in between the mountains for, like we were driving, like 20, 30 minutes. God forbid something happens and you need to call somebody. Your cell phone is useless at that point because it won't transmit out of that area. If you have something like this, that changes the picture completely. And then that's an example for traveling, but many examples for having it on the boat, especially here in South Florida on the East Coast. We have so many people that travel from here to the Bimini and a couple of other smaller islands that are out there. And today's a gorgeous day to do something like that. But as anybody who's been out there can tell you, it can change rapidly. And you can be out of cell phone range, and God forbid something happens. You can't call anybody, or somebody's worried about you, and they don't know what's going on. And so this is why I say if you want to protect what you love to the max, that could be you. It could be yourself. You got to talk to Carolyn at Atlas Trax because she has a wide variety of different things that you can use between the little portable tracker, which is waterproof, completely portable, self-contained. You don't have to hook it up to anything. Just slip it in your back pocket if you want, and somebody can tell where you are and within 10 feet of the planet. That's another thing that freaks me out. Within 10 feet anywhere on the planet. You could be out in the middle of the Everglades where they're having the most difficult time in the world trying to figure out where you are, and have one of these things on you, turn it on, and they could find you within 10 feet of wherever you are. They can find you. That's amazing. That really is truly.
Yeah, and you know what else is really becoming popular too is, I mean, we have alarms that have small little tether cables where someone could wrap a trailer around a tree with a siren. Jet skis. We have some bike rental companies that basically will just run this alarm off of a battery the size of a railroad train set, and cable wrap all their bicycles. So if somebody cuts the cable or tries to steal the bikes, it'll set off an alarm. So even something like that for a few $100 at least gives a little bit of peace of mind. So we have a bunch of stuff that we're just for safety, and we want to be communications, safety, and tracking is really where we want to be. And there's so many options. We do EPIRBs now, and for listeners that might not know, that's an emergency positioning beacon that if it gets wet or you deploy it, the Coast Guard gets notified right away. It's directly linked with the Coast Guard. And that's a great device to have in the event of a boat getting swamped or sinking, and it brings the Coast Guard right to you immediately.
It's really awesome to be out there on the water, but you have to understand, this is like when you go hunting. You're out in the wild, anything can happen out there. When you're out on the water, like I said, today's a beautiful day, but that water can change. Anybody who's been on the ocean can tell you something can happen and it can change, and that change may not be too pleasant, and something may happen. Or particularly like what was that? Jupiter Inlet, I think it was, where the two young boys went out. It's been a couple of years, I think. These were kids that had been on the water all their lives. Went out in a small boat. Something happened. They found the boat, and I guess they found one of the bodies. I don't know if they found both of them. But they found the boat overturned, and these kids are gone. Had they had one of these devices on them, I venture to say that I don't think it would have turned out that way. I really don't. I truly don't. I think that it would have been able to be found very, very quickly. And whatever happened could have been easily rectified by having one of these things in their pocket, even if it gets wet. Up to 3 feet, Carolyn?
Yeah, down 3 feet. And, we program these trackers to send messages every 10 minutes. So, sadly, in the event of those boys, if they were supposed to stay in the intercoastal or whatever the story was, and the parents would have been notified every 10 minutes with a location, a link to a map, and they would have been able to see, okay, the boys are getting offshore or really where they were.
Yeah.
So, that's just, you can't speculate, but I'm sure people that have smaller boats with trackers, the likelihood of being found when overdue is much quicker.
I love the idea that it's completely self-contained and it's totally portable. So you can slip it in your back pocket today when you go out with some friends on a boat. You get home and you're worried about somebody maybe taking your car, so leave it in your car. It doesn't. That's the thing about it. It's not. What am I trying to say? Permanent for one thing. It's so variable. You can use it for so many things. Icebergs. I think they have tracked icebergs, right, Carolyn? Using it for icebergs.
Yep.
So,
icebergs. We've done icebergs. We've done navigational buoys in case they break free from the bottom. We've done employee shuttles for the Disney Cruise Lines in the Bahamas. We do a lot of cool things.
Yeah. So when I say to you, if you want to protect what you love to the max, this is what we're talking about. So many different things between the alarms and the trackers and the hotspots. There's something else that you have I can't think of right off the bat.
We do 3 different brands of satellite phones.
That's what
we
it
can
was.
even get life rafts now. If someone needs life rafts for some of their boats, we can do that. And most importantly, we have a rental program. So if someone doesn't want to invest in a tracker but just wants one for a few days, a trip somewhere, we rent them out. And then I can tell you, every time they end up keeping them.
It's peace of mind. How much is that worth to you? You're going to go out, especially if you're somebody who loves to go out on the ocean, frequents the ocean. Peace of mind. Not that anything's going to happen to you. It's just that people love you and worry about you. They're concerned about you. And they would like to know, hey, where's he at? What's he doing? Or he, or she, for that matter. Where are they? What are they doing? Are they moving around? Are they not moving around? And all of that, that's another part that we didn't even talk about. The data that comes back from this is amazing. The data that you get from these things is absolutely astonishing. Some of the stuff that you get, Carolyn, what is the data that you get back?
Sure. So, for example, I have a customer living in Illinois who's running 4 charter boats in Cabo. So he knows when the boats move. He knows how many hours they were out. He can do his maintenance estimate on the engines, knowing how many hours they've run, latitudes and longitudes, headings, speed, If it was going on an aircraft, we can do even altitude down to like 20 feet. So that would simulate landing a plane, or, other if a plane goes down, unexpectedly. So we have that combination. What other kind of stuff? How many miles? So for folks that are doing snow grooming, they bill the states by how many miles they groom. So that's information that they can have reports. And then it can all go right from our maps, which are really detailed, to Excel files. And if someone even logs on to our maps, Rascala, they can click and point and figure out how many miles the boat is from the inlet, which way is it pointing, what is the speed it's going. So if someone's overdue, it's very easy for a family member to log on and see how far they are, and even the latitude and longitude of where they are exactly. So really good for search and rescue and safety, and if boats break down and all kinds of things that happen.
Yeah,
or if you forget to mark your fish, you can go right back and look at a map and see where you were.
And it only costs $1 million, right?
$1 million now. $500 for the tracker, Rascala, and about $1 a day for the service, which is amazing.
You can't put money on peace of mind. I was being facetious about the $1 million. It's very reasonable. $1 a day.
Well, it's funny
reasonable.
When you say $1 million. If a boat gets stolen, an average center console boat these days is $800 to $1 million. So, folks that we have a lot of people to call us and say, I paid for the boat in full. Insurance, normally requires it, but they'll be like, nah, I don't need a tracker. No one's going to steal that boat, and you bet it gets stolen, and
sad.
They don't get any insurance money.
Yeah, we've had Bruce Marks on, who's someone who's been a vital component of retrieving boats here in South Florida. Followed him for some time, and there's a whole market for these boats. It's sad. It really is. Whether they're tearing the boats down or whether they're taking them out of the country or maybe somewhere else in the country, who knows, but there is a market out there, and you got to do what you can to protect yourself. Again, peace of mind. What's it worth? $1 a day. Come on. I think that the cost, actually, to me, it shouldn't be referred to as a cost. It should be an investment. It's like when you go out and you have a boat and you don't have a sound system. Is it a cost, or are you investing in your boat by putting a sound system in it, or is it a cost? This is the same thing. You're investing in your boat by putting a sound system in it. You're investing in your boat by having a tracking device like this. And again, it's not limited to your boat. But I love the idea that you can put it anywhere. You put it in your back pocket, you put it in your car, you put it on your snowmobile, whatever, your aircraft, it doesn't matter. And again, the amount of data is amazing. The amount for people who, when we talk about the boats, you can see where you were or what time of the day you were. If you have a depth sounder on your boat and you track the time where you are, you can figure out, look at the data, know what time you were, where you were, look at your depth sounder and see what the depth was. There's just so much information. It's almost overwhelming, all the stuff that you can get.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, a tracker that we really are getting a lot of use with too is we have a full solar tracker. And I'll tell you, the people that are buying that are the people with the big sport fishes, because really someone's not going to steal that boat. It's kind of hard to get a big boat like that off the dock, although people try. But in a case like that, that's for these guys that do very long trips, and the boss or the owner might want to make sure the guys got there someplace safely. And I go back to Real Captivating, a 62-foot Viking. They're going to be heading to Mexico at the end of the month. So, that owner or that office is going to want to know that those guys got there okay and how far they get every day.
Right. Excellent point. Yep. Well, those are so many options. So if you want to protect what you love to the max, this is the lady, Carolyn at Atlas Trax. That's the lady you got to talk to. And I'll have her number up in the archives as well. And if you want to give your number out, you can give your number out, and we're going to go to a break.
I'd love to. So people can reach me directly at 24/7. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go see a client at 2 o'clock today. But my number is 954-465-3743 if anyone needs any safety equipment to purchase or rent. And then our website is atlastrax.com, which is ATLASTRAX.com. And also Atlas Trax on Facebook. So look for us there. Message me. I can get right back to you.
And she will get right back. It's amazing. This young lady gets out of her. This is why I say, if you have an opportunity to deal with a small business versus a large business, you're going to be better off with a small business. You have a problem, an issue of some kind, or you don't understand how something works, Get a hold of somebody that's going to help you at a big business. See how long that takes. Get a hold of Carolyn. See how long that takes. It's night and day. Complete difference. All right. Speaking of small businesses, we've got the one and only Angelia. She's down there in the Keys, I think. Welcome, Miss Angelia. Good morning.
Good morning. If it's a little noisy and it's a little windy, it's because I'm on a boat heading out this morning.
She is seriously committed or needs to be committed. I'm one of the two.
Hey, and by the way, guys, this morning, everybody should know me by now that I love to dabble in just about everything I can in the fishing world. And this morning, I'm on the headboat out of Bud and Mary's helping out. They needed a little help, so here I am. And it is 57 degrees in Islamorada. I just got made fun of by a northern tourist that said I look like I'm wearing a snowsuit because I wear my Alaska bibs, not my Florida bibs.
Oh, my God. I would love to see this.
So it's 57 degrees, but it's only got about 12-knot winds. The sun's shining, perfectly clear skies. It's an absolutely beautiful day as long as you're not standing in the wind. So, or wet.
Well, at least I'm glad to hear that you're not doing a snorkeling trip.
No, hell no. The water's, excuse me, I'm sorry. Heck no. Water's way too cold for me. I'm a Florida girl. Anything about underneath about 80 degrees in the air temp is way too cold for me. And anything about below about, 78 degrees on the water temp is way too cold for me. So, like I said, I'm bundled up in a snowsuit out here in the sunshine, ready to fish. But yeah, everything is good down here, guys. Sailfish are just insane this year. I think this is probably our best sailfish year ever. It's just absolutely crazy. I don't know a sport fisher that's not going out and catching sailfish right now. So anybody who has not had the opportunity to get on the reel with one of those sailfish on the end, I highly recommend coming down and fishing. It's just been a really wonderful winter fishing season.
She's out on the ocean. It's 57 degrees.
I know.
Thank you.
And like I said, it's beautiful, sunshiny. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm huddled up in the front cabin, so I'm trying to stay out of the noise and the wind at the moment. But a beautiful day to look out the window. But yeah, a little bit chilly for Islamorada, guys. The northern people are loving it. We can always tell who's from way up north because they show up in shorts. Meanwhile, like I said, I'm bundled up in a snowsuit and they're in shorts. But yeah, fishing's been a little bit tough for bottom fishing in the headboats and stuff lately. Grouper season is closed for the year, and or for the time being, and a little bit too cold for a lot of the fish. We're hoping to get some good current and some decent fish today. But fishing's been a little bit tough on the bottom, but your sport fish has been insane. Like I said, sailfish this season's been amazing. The wahoo's been amazing. I'm seeing a lot of kingfish coming in, which is really good. But everybody should know by now, winter fishing in the Keys is my absolute favorite. And if you can bear through some of these colder days, these little cold fronts we've been having, it's really done good for our fisheries. I've heard some of the guys say before that's absolutely true. When we get that cold front that pushes all the way down to us, it pushes those winter fish down to us. We got really cold in November this year, which is kind of unusual. But the good thing about that is it pushed all those sailfish and all those wahoo and all those kingfish down to us because they'll go, chasing from that cold front. So I'm blaming the cold winter on the fabulous sailfish season. But it's an even trade. I'll take it. I'll suffer through 57 degrees to get on some big, pretty fish. So, but and I keep saying it, but anybody who wants to come down here and take advantage of this amazing winter fishing season, please do. It's just beautiful, and water's crystal clear, sun is shining, sky is clear. Not going to get too warm today, though, guys.
That's what I hear.
We're in it to win it in the cold today, but yeah, we're not counting on it warming up. Hence my snowsuit.
So you mentioned something about the cold front coming down and pushing some of the fish from north of you down. Do you see that it increases the activity with the fishing?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. And in fact, I heard Mike Simcoe saying it, and he was dead on. What happens is those sailfish will start out north, and they're following a little bit warmer water. So as soon as that cold front starts pushing down, it pushes all of those fish down our coast.
Wow.
And since we did get those early cold fronts in November, all of a sudden the winter fishing just exploded that normally wouldn't happen until like the first week of January. So we've been just killing it down here with the winter fish. And like I always say, winter fish are my absolute favorite. The bigger sport fish are my thing. So your sailfish, your wahoo, your giant kingfish, blackfin tuna's been coming in massive numbers right now. And I know I've been a little bit redundant talking about the bait, but when you get out here and you see the bait just popping everywhere, it's so exciting. This has been a fabulous, fabulous year for our bait runs. And the reef's so covered with bait that you can't miss it. You know, chase the bait, you're going to catch fish. So haven't seen a ton of birds out. Maybe they're cold too. But the bait has just been amazing. I mean, we saw a spot this last week that the surface was just absolutely boiling for about an acre square with nothing but bait fish just popping. And if you do get the opportunity up on the reef in some crystal clear water to see that bait popping and actually see a sailfish chasing them, just your heart will pound. It's amazing.
It is awesome to watch. Go ahead,
yeah,
Carol.
one of the most beautiful sights you could ever see. And I had a really, really great manatee experience this week too. The cold weather will also push all the manatee down here. They'll hide up in northern Florida during the summer months, to get to the cooler water. But in the winter months, we get all of our resident manatees back. And I think that I got to play with the biggest manatee I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen thousands, guys. Big old, probably 2,000-pound female that looks pregnant and still had about a 2-year-old calf with her. So yeah, it's just a great time of year down here. You can't beat it.
That's awesome. Go ahead, Carolyn.
No, I was just going to mention to Angelia that I had a chance to go out yesterday. If she didn't hear earlier, I didn't get to fish or pull lines, but I'll tell you, when you get out and you get a little bit of cold wind on your face, first thing you want to do is turn around and go back in. But I was thinking about you yesterday.
Well, when you get on one of these head boats and you're working, there ain't no going in, Carolyn. You're in it to win it. I'm telling you.
I'll tell you the worst part, Angelia, was we were doing a photo shoot with Carol from Mermaid Vodka and myself, and the guys got some fishing rods out, no bait, of course, just to stage some photos. And it was all we could do, not to like look for lures, rip the cabinets apart, and they're like, no, you're not getting the gear salty. We're like, come on, let us do it.
Oh my
So
gosh.
funny.
That almost sounds like a sacrilege in our business. You can't get the gear salty. Everything's salty.
I agree 100%. But
Carolyn, of course,
guys,
I've got my Atlas Trax in my backpack, so you guys want to know where I'm at today, take a peek, I'm always got my Atlas Trax with me, so anybody who doesn't know about Atlas Trax, please get in touch with Carolyn. What a magnificent tool that is to have. So,
as a matter of fact, Captain Deb was on a little bit ago, and she texted me a few minutes ago. She's like, I need to get one too.
Absolutely.
And we got a fish on. I hear something, action happening in the background with our live reporter, Angelia.
Yeah, we there's about 20 people on the boat today and a couple mates, and one of them is quite the talker, so that's what you're hearing.
That's awesome. So what do you think you're going to end up with today? Are you, by the way, 20 people on a boat, so are they drifting? Is that what they're doing, drift fishing?
No, we typically will anchor and bottom fish on a boat like this. I don't know anybody who's familiar, if anybody's out there familiar with the head boats, but typically off the stern of the boat, you'll have some people yellowtailing, and then off the sides of the boat, people are strictly bottom fishing. That way you don't get too many tangles and too much work for the mates. But we're going after snapper and yellowtail, which the yellowtail hasn't been biting real good. They particularly don't like the cold, but muttons don't bite in this kind of cold either, but we're hoping for some good porgies, any kind of snapper off the bottom. We're hoping for some good yellowtail. And then typically we'll put some flat lines out and hope for a nice kingfish or something to get one of these tourists on, because that's an unforgettable experience if you can make that happen.
Wow.
So, but we're kind of like capitalizing on everything that you can off of a head boat with 20 people and anchored, not a lot of drifting. And like I said, the fishing's been a little bit tough. Bottom fishing, not your sport fishing, guys. Sport fishing's on fire right now. But your bottom fishing's been a little bit tough just because of the cold. The fish like to rock up. You got to watch that barometric pressure. If the barometric pressure drops significantly, like in 24 hours, the fish are going to rock up. They're not going to bite. They can feel those cold fronts coming way before we do. They should be the meteorologists in Florida, by the way. They're much more accurate. But yeah, today should be a decent day of fishing. Not too much barometric pressure drop. The cold front's been here for a couple of days, and of course today happened to be the coldest day. I love to choose that to go out on the boat. But thank God for all that Alaska gear I spent all that much money on, So
there you go.
But
Paid
yeah,
off.
today's about the same temp as a typical day in the summertime in Alaska. So thank goodness I got my body a little bit used to it. But yeah, we're hoping for 20 really happy tourists out here today to catch them some nice little fish and send them home with some dinner. And that's sort of the object of the head boats. And like I said, I typically like a little bit of everything. So one day you might find me on a sport fisher going for big guys, and one day you might find me on one of these boats, helping tourists learn how to catch a fish and get the whole Florida experience. And, I like to switch it up.
Yep. That you are an awesome young lady, and just so that you know, Carolyn won't tell you, but I will. She's threatened to come down and go fishing with you too.
Awesome.
On Tuesday.
What was that, Carolyn?
On Tuesday might be the day.
On Tuesday, yeah. So you're warned. Forewarned is forearmed.
Forewarned it is. I'll take it. Come on down, Carolyn.
Got it. I'll reach out to you guys tomorrow.
Oh my goodness! All right, ladies.
Well, good luck today, Angelia. How can tell our listeners how to find you to schedule a charter?
You can always find me on social media, guys. Florida Salty Cowgirl on Instagram, on Facebook, and I'm still finishing touches on my website before we get it up. And then at that point, it'll be floridasaltycowgirl.com. And anybody who wants to reach out personally, you can always text me, please, on my personal cell phone. It's 813-610-0078.
I appreciate that, my lady. I wish you an awesome day. And
Thank you so much, guys.
Don't
Everybody's
freeze too
warm
badly.
out there. Stay in the sun.
Yeah, it's good in the sun, right?
Absolutely.
It's a lot warmer.
Angelia, thanks for calling in. Tight lines today.
My pleasure, guys. Always. Have a great day. I hope everybody's having a very happy New Year.
God bless you. Happy New Year to you. All right, my friends. Well, we're down to the nitty-gritty here, Miss Carolyn. Anything else you want to share with us?
No, hopefully I'll get down there and see the girls. I know there's some crazy, for those that like Costa Rica, there's some crazy tournaments going on this coming weekend called the Triple Crown. And for those that like fishing, one of my customers just reported in Cabo he caught 111 blue marlin in one day.
What?
Holy cow! I'm jealous.
That is
and
unbelievable.
he gave me permission to use the Trax because he has trackers on his boats to post. So we'll see what that crazy trip was. And that was
Holy
between 8:30 and 4.
Holy cow! Want to go?
Wow, that's crazy. Oh my
Did you
God.
see 112 marlin?
111. I mentioned to him 110, and he corrected me. 111. He wired 47 himself.
Holy smokes.
Holy crap! Okay, we're going fishing with him.
He, by the way, he has an open invite for the girls.
Oh
Awesome.
my gosh. Wow.
Line it up, Carolyn.
I can't imagine.
You got it.
See you later, my dear. All right, my friends. Carolyn, God bless you. Thank you for co-hosting today. And by the way, I didn't ask you. You feeling better?
Yeah, actually, I'm feeling a lot better today. Hopefully this COVID stuff declines a little bit for everybody. But yeah, feeling better, more energy. Thank you for asking. It's been a long 3 or 4 weeks, but yeah, you definitely get tired from it.
Ah, excellent. All right, everybody. Thank you for taking time to listen in this morning. We greatly appreciate it. A big thank you to Marina Rock, one of our affiliates, and we'll be looking for you in about a week. Talk to you soon.
Hi, Lion. See you next week.
Grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water and fish until